G'day, it's Scotty from propertyadvice.com.au. So 2019 has started with a drop. I don't know, you woke up January the 1st and it seemed like the whole week of the first week of January all we got was negative news from the media, which is probably called for and fair enough. So what I've done is I've printed out a few of the reports, the news reports that are coming in, and we're just going to study a few things that they say and then take a look at some of our articles and see how they line up. So from the Financial Review, it talks about, up here, Sydney property values are now at the same level as they were in June 16, while in Melbourne prices are back to where they were at the beginning of 17. This is stemmed from lending practices by banks to borrowers and is expected to continue well into 2019. Interesting dates. From the ABC, Australia will see the biggest house price declines this year, according to one of the world's major credit rating agencies, which declared homeowners would have to wait until 2020 to see any recovery. Fitch said the national decline was driven by lower investor demand as regulators impose restrictions. There we go. News.com.au talks about Meriton. Meriton founder Harry Triguboff called for an easing of taxes to coax foreign buyers back into the market and for young people to be able to access their superannuation to buy a home. Why save for the future? Just buy a home now. Sydney and Melbourne house prices have fallen about 10% from their 2017 highs. So there you go. We've got something here from Smart Property Investment Magazine. Housing affordability, Sydney and Melbourne housing market update by KPMG says that housing prices won't go into free fall, but the two major capital city markets of Sydney and Melbourne expected to reach their lowest point this calendar year, so that's 2019. However, Melbourne is expected to recover during 2020 and Sydney perhaps a little bit behind in 2021. That's smart property investment. Alright, so from the Australian Financial Review again, early 2018, Mirvac pulled out of the apartment development sort of scene. Based on population projections, Sydney needs 36,000 new dwellings, including 27,000 new units every year until 2036. But this number won't be met due to funding constraints. So all the other articles are talking about lending being tightened for developers and investors and all that sort of thing, and yet there's this demand that's needed. So they're saying that the current forecast to 2021 indicates further reduction in completed projects, and looking ahead, should completions of projects consistently fall short of the dwelling demand, then supply shortages will take effect. So from 21, they're saying there's supply shortages in the property market. So we're going to revisit an article that I had wrote on the 19th of the 5th, 2016, and you can go and see it on our website. We'll put the link in the comments on the video, but for those of you who just like listening, it'll be propertyadvice.com.au/property-cycle. Alright, and in that I talk about the property cycle and the way that it works with the 7 years and the 1 year and the 3.5 years and 7 years and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, you can read that article there. It's all based on Phil Anderson's work, an Australian economist. In that article in 2016, 3 years ago, I'll say, I've got a little chart here that says end of 2008, which was when GFC happened, that latter part of 2008. We've got 3.5 years down. So that leaves us to late 2011. That was the stabilisation of the market coming into 2012. And from then, there was 7 years up or sideways, which takes us into late 2018. We've got 2018 plus 1 year. So the property cycle goes in a 1 year now, what they call a mid-cycle slowdown. So that's 12 months, 12 to 18 months period. So we're looking at late 18 all the way through to 19, possibly early 20. And then from late 19 all the way through to 2026 is the next cycle in the market, which is an up or sideways movement. So that's the next buoyant part of the property cycle. So my point is that looking forward from, say, middle of 2020, definitely from 21 onwards, we've already identified in 2016 that that's the point when the market's going to take another nice run upward. That's all good. The fact is that we told you 3 years ago that from the end of 18 all the way through 19 is going to be a really bad year in property, and we have to wait 3 years to be proven right, but here we go. So if you want to know things 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in advance, you need to be part of our program Zenium, and for more information on that, we'll put those details in the comments on the video. That's it for now. Quick update for the year, give you a forecast of, yes, this year is going to be a bit of a ho-hum year in property. There will be drops, there will be good buys for those looking to buy. Don't look to sell unless you absolutely have to sell. It's not a good time to sell, so don't sell. That's it from me, Scotty at Real Property Advice. Go to propertyadvice.com.au for all this type of great information. Till next time.